think we need lighting. Anyone have a ring light?
Oh yeah, here you go.
We are live. Here, give it to me.
Oh, yeah.
No, put it like on top of the camera.
Oh, lighting. Get that light. Perfect.
Hey guys, we are live.
It's lighting.
We are live.
Oh yeah, I see it. I don't
Watch it. You're not in it.
It's just comes up. Guys, can we say hi?
We
Can
love
I say
that.
hi? Can I say hi? I'm the first
Okay.
one.
All right. So
Okay, this is not doing anything. You guys
we
take
are
your
live.
phones.
Yeah. What's that?
Do I actually have to hold your phone and take notes?
Just make. We wanted to film. Oh, y'all can do it. Y'all
Here.
doing it.
Yeah, I'll do it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So yeah.
We can't hear you.
All right. What'd you say? Yes.
Is that where it stops?
Yes. I'm gonna actually add one.
Wait,
more.
put this on this.
Okay. So. All right. So girls, we're gonna go over the Gemara. Phones away. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah.
Are you gonna give us a Gemara of this Gemara on the test, or can I bring my Gemara?
I'm gonna make a sheet. Yeah, I'm gonna make a sheet. I'm gonna make a sheet of the Gemara. It's much easier that way.
I have a question.
Okay? Look at us. Girls, turn off the live stream. Don't watch it. It's distracting. Girls, at least turn the sound off. Turn the sound off. Okay. Yes.
Can I bring in my empty packet of sources and the Gemara page printed so I could just highlight
Yeah,
everything?
that's fine. That's fine. You can do that. If you want to print out your own page of Gemara, that's fine, or your own sources. Yeah, as long source packet's okay.
Source
You can
packets
highlight
are allowed.
and have hard words. We can't have like notes. Okay. All right.
My copier at home wouldn't work. Is there a way you can make a photocopy of the?
I can make it for the test. Yes.
No, but I need it.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need it because I need to highlight it.
Are we allowed to bring our Gemara?
I said you can make a copy of the Gemara. I'll make copies of the Gemara too, and you can bring sources printed out, highlights, but you can't have like notes on
I
it.
can't bring my Gemara.
Just make a photocopy of your
Wait,
page.
can you
Okay.
make it for me today or tomorrow so I can highlight it on the test?
You can do that. I can. I'm just gonna bring him to the
I
test.
don't have access to the
To a printer. To a printer. Print it.
We have one downstairs.
Wait, I can't bring
You can print it at home. Print it at home.
No, we start.
What?
Our cover doesn't.
No, not the paper. Okay. Let's.
We can bring our Gemaras. Wait, Rabbi Shul, we can bring our photos.
Okay, so let's not.
We can only bring.
I want to review because I'm gonna get this video once. I already explained 3 times. Okay. So the Gemara start with Amar Rav Yehuda. Okay. Rav Yehuda says, Amar Rav in the name of Rav, Hamotzi kilayim bebigdo. If you find kilayim, remember kilayim means shotness. Okay. Kilayim means mixtures that you're not allowed to have. So if you have mixtures, here if you have shotness, okay. So someone finds shotness in their clothes, poshtan afilu bashuk. So then you have to remove it, even if you're where? In the shuk. Good job, Rebecca. We're assuming now it's man. Keep it simpler. Yeah. So, but meaning so that there's a level of modesty, yes, but shotness overrides that level of modesty. Is that in this case? Kilayim is a forbidden mixture, so that applies to all forbidden mixtures. What? Which question?
Why should Kavod cancel out the mitzvah of achieving a law?
We didn't even get to that yet.
No, we're not there. No, we're not there.
Wait, can you repeat that definition?
We're starting from the beginning.
Guys, everything is recorded and he's
This is a review. We're recording a review, so everyone has the whole Gemara.
You didn't learn the answer to that question yet.
Afilu bashuk. Okay, so someone has to remove their clothes, even if it's in the shuk. Okay, girls, turn off sound.
I missed something.
No, not during class. Not during class. My timer. So what is the reason? So the Gemara quotes a pasuk from Mishlei. Ein chachma ve'ein tfuna ve'ein eitzela neged Hashem.
We learned that it was in Mikri Kodesh.
Mikri Kodesh is a section of the Gemara that tells you where the psukim are found. Okay, so it's not actually Mikri Kodesh is not. Yes, exactly. All right, so quotes a pasuk in Mishlei. Ein chachma ein tfuna ve'ein eitzela neged Hashem. That your wisdom, your insights, your ideas don't matter when it comes going against Hashem. Meaning, while in general we do care about someone's embarrassment, Yeah, in general, we do care about someone's embarrassment. We don't care about someone's embarrassment when the Hashem's mitzvot are in play. Okay, so
Your wisdom and thoughts. But
right, your thoughts and your wisdom and your ideas and your emotions don't matter. Just do the mitzvah, right? If someone's gonna
don't
come,
matter because Hashem said so.
right? Okay, so you're embarrassed to sit in a sukkah, get over it, right?
Someone's embarrassment or
Doesn't matter when it comes to Hashem's mitzvah.
Right, but Hashem's mitzvah, right? Yes, Kayla.
Do you need to know memorize the code in Hebrew in class?
Yeah, you gotta know that pasuk. Meaning,
Can I write that on the board?
what? The Gemara quotes the pasuk.
Like twice, 3 times.
Yeah, it's constant quoted. Yeah, that pasuk you need to know like the back of your head. Yeah. Okay.
Wait, there's no work thing
Wait,
of saying anything.
There's
There's no wisdom in sitting at council going at Hashem. You know that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it comes up over and over again. What? What do you mean?
Because there's no
Like,
proof.
why
This is
you wouldn't have to, like that would be the reason why you wouldn't have to.
Right. That's why you would not take off the shyness clothes. Okay. Okay. Kol makom sheyesh chil Hashem. So now here's where the Gemara is like interpreting this pasuk.
right.
So the Gemara interprets the pasuk saying kaf mem is kol makom. In any place that there's a chil Hashem, meaning any place where you would violate the Torah publicly, ein cholkin kavod l'rav. You don't give respect to the Rav here means like the person. Rav being the rabbi.
I don't get that.
It's like it's kind of like a play on words a little bit.
If
it's-
there's a Chulul Hashem in place, then
Yeah, we
don't
don't-
listen to your Rav.
So here Rav just means like the person. It's
don't-
like, don't listen.
to this.
Meaning we don't care about a person's kavod when Hashem's mitzvot are involved. Chil Hashem means violating the Torah
Oh, so
publicly.
you should still do it.
Yeah, but I
No.
disagree.
You listen to Hashem's
You
mitzvot.
don't, if you don't care about yourself and you listen to Hashem.
There's nothing that goes against Hashem. Like
Right.
you don't like everything. There's nothing that like
Yes,
matters
it's
more
hard.
than doing what Hashem says.
Right. Yes, Sarah.
Wait, no, I don't get that.
A greater Chil Hashem just starts
Yeah, no, we discussed at the time. So again, Chil Hashem means violating the Torah publicly. That's the Chil Hashem we're referring to.
stripping in public some kind of Torah violation.
It's certainly a problem of tzniut, but the Gemara seems to be assuming that this would be much worse. Certainly assuming, let's assume it's men for now. Yes, Hannah.
It doesn't make sense though because it would be like first of all, no one's noted. No one knows if you're wearing shahs ever. You cannot put on.
But we had hope for that. I know. I can't.
If you undress and someone goes, oh, why are you undressing? Oh, because I'm not allowed to wear that, and then now you're naked in the supermarket. Personally, I think that's way more of a Chil Hashem than wearing shahs.
Okay.
Again, your
But
personal opinion doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's not the Gemara is not trying to the Gemara is not using this example for you to dissect the example. It's using this example to show that the mitzvah Hashem's mitzvah push off Kavod HaBriyot. Like it's not so much for you.
Right. So right.
Still,
The example.
It's such a Chil Hashem.
Okay. Again, Chil Hashem as we use it and the way the Gemara uses it are not the same thing.
Right, so
Gemara's idea of Chil Hashem is breaking the Torah publicly. So that aspect of tznius is less of an issue of Chil Hashem. Certainly say for men. A man taking off his shirt in public would be less of a concern than that. All right, we gotta move on.
I don't
Yes. No, we did, but not yet. Yes.
Okay. For the Chulul Hashem, it's saying if there's a Chulul Hashem involved, what does that mean? Maybe I'm going to go to the different way.
The Chil Hashem here is someone violating the Torah publicly.
So if there's a Chulul Hashem, if you're about to do a Chulul Hashem in public,
Or you're
don't
currently
do it.
doing Chil Hashem.
Don't do it. You mean the shotness is a Chulul Hashem?
Yes, wearing shanas in public would be like driving a car in Shabbos on Central Avenue. That's the equivalent. It's violating the Torah publicly. So
If there's, you mean by wearing shotness, you're violating the Torah publicly, so you have to listen to your rabbi.
no. The rabbi here, Rabbi means just a person. It's just like it's a deferential way
I
for a person.
understand that, but I'm saying,
It's
it's saying
you.
listen to him or don't listen to him.
Meaning when a Chil Hashem is in place, we don't give kavod to the Rav, meaning to the person who's wearing the shanas. The Rav is the person wearing shanas. It's not a rabbi. It's just a way of saying the person.
In any place when there's a Chulul Hashem, you don't like pay attention to that person. You
Right.
don't give them the respect.
Exactly. Don't worry about your respect. Worry about Hashem's mitzvah. Worry about not doing a Chil Hashem.
Okay.
Okay. Then we skipped a bunch of lines to Tashema. Okay. Tashema. What's Tashema mean? Good. Right. Introducing a new bright. Come in. Listen. Okay. So the bright says Someone please, Hannah, can you please close the door?
Info left out of
Gadol, Hannah, please close the door.
How great is Kavod?
Right, Gadol Kavod HaBriyot. How great is Kavod HaBriyot? Shedocha, what's docha mean?
Pushes off.
Right, pushes off
A
a
negative
mitzvah.
commandment from the Torah.
Good.
Oh, give it to
Shedocha.
That
Gold is getting her own shoutouts. So
Yeah.
Shedocha lotas shebit Torah, because it pushes aside a mitzvah from the Torah. Mitzvah lotas from the Torah.
should keep their
What?
So a person should keep their clothes.
In theory, this Braita would seem to be saying that Kavod HaBriyot pushes off all mitzvot, all mitzvot, right? Including shatnez.
How do we know that it's a negative sense?
One second. The lotas says shebit Torah.
Can I see the problem?
Because lotas says is more strict, so it's kal v'chomer. If it would apply to lotas, it would certainly apply to an assay. Yeah. Yes. Tomorrow. Okay, Goldie.
What's the negative commandment that we're not doing?
In our case, we're talking about shatnez. Our example is shatnez.
Oh, negative.
Don't wear shatnez is a mitzvah lotas.
Okay. Can I see the problem?
Yeah.
Sorry. An Amora can't argue with the Tana. So Rabbi Huda must agree with the Breakdown.
Okay, right. So Rabbi Yehuda has to agree with the Braita, although he said the Gemara frames it a little differently. The Gemara says that the Braita can't disagree with the pasuk, right? So you're right. So we explained that, but the Gemara itself frames it contradiction to the Braita. All right. So v'amai, the Gemara says, and why? Like, how could this Braita be true? Lema, shouldn't we say that pasuk from Mishlei? Ein chachma, vein tvuna, vein etza. Leneged Hashem.
There's no wisdom, no understanding, and no reasoning. And
You can reword
Right.
it.
Right. So if that pasuk is saying that Kavod HaBriyot is that Hashem's mitzvah push aside Kavod HaBriyot, if that's what it's saying, how could the Braita say that someone's Kavod HaBriyot pushes aside mitzvah from the Torah? So therefore we got stuck with this contradiction, right? Something's got to give.
It seems like the Braita is contradicting them.
A pasuk. No, a pasuk. Right?
Wait.
Remember, the pasuk from Mishlei says we don't care about your kavod when Hashem's mitzvot are involved. Now the Braita comes in.
The Braita is not allowed to contradict.
A pasuk, yeah, a pasuk comes from the Torah, so that
But
right.
not that the
There's two ways of looking
Torah
at it.
can't contradict it.
So that's also true, but the way the Gemara frames it is
So all I need to know for that is that the Braita is contradicting the
This,
pasuk.
this video is
I'm
not
allowed to
sponsored.
do that.
right, of course, right. A Braita can't come along and just change the Torah. Okay. So Targuma, what time is the period end, by the way? How much time do we have?
Wait, but then we
We have 13 minutes.
Oh, wow. So I gotta go fast. Yeah.
Wait, but then Rabbi Yehuda's opinion, how does Rabbi Yehuda's opinion fit in with like Sonic, right?
It doesn't. Right, it doesn't. Right. So we're gonna have to make that work too. Yeah. Okay. So Targuma Rav Bar Shaba. So then our favorite yeshiva student Rav Bar Shaba comes along, and he wants to explain this contradiction in front of Kamai Rav Kahana, in front of like the Rosh Yeshiva Rav Kahana. Beloved the lo tasur. So he explained that when the Braita says that Kavod HaBriyot pushes aside a mitzvah lo taseh from the Torah, it doesn't mean all. It doesn't mean all mitzvah lo taseh. It means specifically the mitzvah lo taseh of lo tasur, and that's the mitzvah that allows the Rabbanan, the Sanhedrin especially, to make mitzvot d'Rabbanan. Of course.
Which story?
Oh, the story of the Ramah? Yes.
What about the other story with the plate?
Oh, no,
What about the story where she lied about
the Pidyon HaBen case?
Yeah.
No, that we're gonna get to later. We're gonna not yet. Later. Yeah.
The Ramas is the one.
Okay. So lo tasur. I want to give this structure. So lo tasur is the pasuk, right? That tells us we have the pasuk inside. It's the pasuk that says gives the Rabbanan authority to make mitzvah to Rabbanan. It says don't swerve, don't deviate from the words to Rabbanan. So it's a fancy way of saying Rav Bar Shava is saying this is the fancy way of saying that Kavod HaBriyot pushes aside what type of mitzvah? Only mitzvah to Rabbanan. Okay. Now the other students came along and what did they do? They laughed at him. Ha ha. Excellent laugh. Right, so they laughed at him. Is that you, Hannah? Right. So then they said,
cannot be Derabanan because it's from the Torah.
Right. Okay, 1 second. Okay. Achichol, they laughed at him. Lav lo taser deraitahi. So, are you saying the lav that the mitzvah lo taseh lo tasor is from the Torah? It's their way of saying that this is a ridiculous way of translating this Brayta. Right, Derabanan, Deraita.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
I thought that lo tasor pushes off mitzvot derabanan.
Lo tasur is the source for mitzvah derabanan. So it's his way of saying that the Kavod HaBriyot pushes aside mitzvah derabanan.
I get that. Wait, HaBriyot pushes aside mitzvot derabanan, but then what's lo
Right.
tasor?
Lo tasur is the pasuk in the Torah
It's the
that
source.
gives the Rabbanan the authority to make mitzvah derabanan. So okay, well, you'll listen back to it. Okay, all right. So then Rav Kahana responds. I'm Rav Kahana Gava Rabba Amar Milsa. A great man has said something. Said these words. Lo tachichu leh, don't laugh at him. Kol milei dirabanan. All the words of the Rabbanan. Asmechinu alav lo tasur. All the words of the Rabbanan mean the authority the Rabbanan have to make mitzvah dirabanan. They comes from the words in the Torah of lo tasur. Umishum kvodo sharu Rabbanan. So this is an important part. Make sure you get this. That when the Rabbanan made a mitzvah derabanan, they allowed this exception across the board. Right? The Rabbanan said, we don't want people to have to keep our mitzvot if it's going to cause them embarrassment. So they built in this exception to all mitzvot derabanan.
Wait, who built in the exception?
Asmechinu is that it's
The
based.
rabbis. The rabbis
basically
built in
possible.
the exception because they felt that.
Not felt, but they felt like they didn't want to. They didn't want to burden people to that extent.
Because then wouldn't they be like responsible for embarrassing people?
Thank you.
Indirectly, but yes, indirectly they would be. Yeah. Yes, Hannah. One time. Shh. What?
If they didn't do that, would they get an embarrassment?
No, because it's indirect, but they didn't want that to happen.
So you know in your video you need to like hold up the Canada Dry
Okay, good idea. Yes, Shira.
So when the Rabbanan made him, they also included exceptions.
Yes.
So, which is
Here the exception is Kavod HaBriyot. If doing this mitzvah derabanan would cause you embarrassment, you don't have to do the mitzvah derabanan.
wait, where
Okay.
does it say that? It says the most
You have to say something. You have to get involved. You don't
This
have to
video is
shout
not
out.
yet sponsored.
Shira got a shout because she asked a question. Yes. And because of someone's kavod, Sharu Rabbanan, the Rabbanan made it much. I mean, the Rabbanan allowed. The Rabbanan said,
the rabbis let you push up a derabana
exactly.
because they don't want you to be
Exactly. All right. This is some excellent candidate dry.
Wink.
You need to get sponsored, otherwise that's copyright and they can take it down.
No, I'm giving them free advertising. They should be
No,
happy.
it doesn't work that way.
Hello Fresh. All right.
No,
Blue apron. Blue apron. All right. Yeah. Did I what? I don't know what that means.
It's like a food delivery service.
Oh.
Rabbi, there's 7 minutes left.
Okay, let's go. Next. Amar. Okay, Tashima. We learned another Brayta. New Brayta. V'hita lamte mehem. Okay, so the Torah says. Go. Girls. I want to continue. Please quiet. I want to continue. So, Goldie. Well, I'm kind of mustering you on camera. All right. V'hita lamte mehem.
No, you have to take it down. That's your cause for embarrassment, and you're draining the rest from all.
It's like you're killing her.
So the V'hita lamte mehem, and you can't ignore it. Okay. So the Torah says, and you can't ignore it. Okay. So know this pasuk, girl. Stop. Know this pasuk very well. Okay. You have to know this pasuk about V'hita lamte mehem, about Hashavat Aveda. I'm not.
The whole thing.
The whole thing. Know the pasuk and ignore it. So remember how the fact that it says in the positive and ignore it. So we learn. So the Brayta learns from that the following halacha. So that and ignore it.
But do I need to know the whole thing?
Yes.
But
So
no, not the Hitzalanta and the excess part.
yes,
Like the positive part. Then we have to go to the separate.
the whole
section.
pasuk. It's just one pasuk. You have to know the whole pasuk.
Where can I find the
It's quoted. It's here. It's
In the section.
yeah. So pamim she'atamid talemehem. Sometimes you are allowed to ignore a lost object. Pamim she'ena tamid talemehem. Sometimes you're not allowed to ignore a lost object. Haketzad. What are examples? I can
Can I say what
I'm going to say it, but you can choose. All right. So Haketzad. Imaya kohen. If someone's a kohen. Vehu bebeit hakvarot. And the lost object is in a cemetery. So there they do not need to retrieve it. Oh hayazaken, if someone is old, ve'ena lafi kvodo, and it will be beneath their dignity to return the lost object. Okay. Oh shahaita malachto meruba mishal chavero. Or if the amount of effort it would take would not be worth the value of the lost object. Remember we saw Rashi here, right? That we said. So know that Rashi inside. Yeah.
I know the Rashi, whatever, but I'm just looking at the Rashi and then what this is saying. Like, wait, so
Rashi is explaining what this means.
can you go over the Rashi? Like,
Yeah.
What does that exactly say?
No, this last line we said, oh shaitem malachto merubin shel chavero, period. Okay, that's the period there. Or if the amount of work was greater than your friend, meaning greater than your friend himself, the amount of effort they will put into it. Yes, Hannah?
Never mind.
Okay. The Kachna Marvita Lamta, therefore it says Vita Lamta, meaning the Torah is telling us specifically that you can't ignore lost objects in these three cases. One of these three cases is Kavod HaBriyot. The case of the Zakein is saying that in case someone is, if it would be beneath someone's dignity. But that's not our focus. Our focus is on number two, the Kavod HaBriyot case. Okay, the Gemara's focus is on number two. The Gemara is saying that if it's beneath someone's dignity, they do not have to return a lost object. But that's a question, because we just got finished saying that, based on Rav Barshava, that Kavod HaBriyot only pushes off mitzvot d'Rabbanan. But here, this is that Hashem Revei does direct this from the Torah. So how could it be that Kavod HaBriyot pushes off a mitzvah from the Torah? So the Gemara answers, basically, the Torah lays out this exception. So the Torah gives us a second exception in this type of case. But then the Gemara asks. Okay,
Are you going through the three examples?
I just did that. Am I? But why is that the case? Lema ein chachma vein tefuna v'neitzel neged Hashem. So why would that be the case? Why should there be any exception? Right? Why should there be an exception? If
I don't understand how this connects with what we were first talking about.
Okay, just that's what I'm recording, so you can listen back to it. Okay.
I'll tell you.
So no. So therefore it says v'zalamta. But why should this be the case? Because if that pasuk in Mishlei tells us that the pasuk in Mishlei tells us that Kavod HaBriyot does not push off mitzvah from the Torah, why should this be different? So the Kach Netmar Vita Lamta, that's why the Torah specifically says Vita Lamta. Okay. I'm sorry. Shani Hatam Dechti Vita Lamta. That's why it specifically says Vita Lamta. Sorry, what's your question, Shira?
So that's the answer.
Yeah, the pasuk says there's an exception.
And you should ignore it.
Yeah, yes, sure.
So the last thing we do is that we have a question. If we establish that human dignity only pushes off the exposure of butter, how can we say that human dignity decides something?
Right. So the answer is, well, there's a pasuk that tells us, so it has to be an exception.
Oh, wait.
The fact, no, Vita Lamta.
What shows us the pasuk?
Yeah.
The pasuk says that.
So clearly, the Torah is telling us that there is an exception to the rule. So this is new material. Let's finish with this. The Gemara says, just for one more line, V'ligmar mina is v'ligmar mina. So if that's the case, if the Torah is going to say that Kavod HaBriyot pushes off the mitzvah of Shabbat Aveda, so then we should say that we should learn from here that Kavod HaBriyot pushes off all mitzvah from the Torah. Why just limit it to this?
Learn more?
Yeah. So the Gemara answers.
I didn't know we were learning. I have to pull my Gemara. Yeah, we already did this.
Isur mimamona lo yalfina. So the Gemara answers, we can learn out mitzvot. We can learn out from mitzvah involving money to mitzvah not involving money.
Can you repeat that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So meaning what the Gemara does it divides mitzvah into two categories: mamona and isura. Okay.
But not all of us have to do with money.
So hashava deveda is considered an example of money. It's returning things of value. So monetary cases and isura means all other types of isura.
Where are
Okay.
you?
So this is kashrut.
Kavod HaBriyot pushes off what?
So the Gemara is saying Kavod HaBriyot pushes off mamona cases. Cases from the Torah involving money.
Because when you're returning something, it's a value.
Right. So Hashem David is an example of a monetary case because you're returning something of value. So the Gemara is saying, we're learning from this pasuk of Ita Lamta that Kavod HaBriyot pushes aside all mitzvah from the Torah involving money.
Is this new?
Yes.
We can include review today, so I didn't take on my Gemara.
Okay.
All
Amen.
mitzvahs
Yeah.
of the Torah. Wait, what Where on earth are we?
Correct. Yes. Sarah.
Where are you?
What does that
The
mean
Gemara.
that
What?
like this becomes stealing because it's monetary?
Say again.
Stealing is a monetary. You can't steal, especially like with regard to money.
Okay.
So wouldn't that mean that for Kavod HaBriyot you can steal?
Didn't it not apply?
What do you mean? No, meaning.
If Kavod HaBriyot is a monetary mitzvah, then you steal for Kavod HaBriyot.
What would that kind of case look like?
Like a poor person, it's embarrassing to sign and beg for money, so you take money from someone.
But no, but
Stealing for Kavod HaBriyot.
stealing has an aspect of Isur also because it's a knas. All right, we'll pick up
Are you
this tomorrow.
subscribed to yourself?
Everybody, please like and subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe. If you have any questions, we'll do more tomorrow.
Leave in the comments below.
End stream.
And stream.
So I'm kind of famous.
Wait, what's